If that were legal, everyone and their brother in Pakistan right now would unleash an army of AI bots blowing up our cell phone towers.
So AI can't make calls?
Not cold. That's been banned for quite some time.
What do you mean?
Mark Zuckerberg is listening to everything we're thinking all the time, right? Think about it. If you click on an ad on Facebook, what happens within seconds? Facebook is serving you 50 other ads just like it.
AI is going to knock out some people, and it ain't going to be people using their hands. Home services are going to grow exponentially in the next 5 or 10 years, and I need to get in quick.
If you want good salespeople, hire solar guys.
Boom, you're making all kinds of dough. He went from $750 to like $2.3 million.
Hallelujah.
So for $1,500 a month, I could have somebody calling all day setting me appointments.
Yes. Now,
why call centers?
You just asked the most important question. I'll just tell the audience. I probably lost near $250,000. I hope my wife isn't watching this. Cut the record.
What it is, Brad Lee back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs today in the studio, folks. I got a real treat for you, especially if you're in the home services business. Peter Roth is in the house. Welcome.
What's up, buddy?
If you guys don't know Peter, this dude isn't just another sales dude trying to pitch you a lead list. He's the quiet force behind some of the most aggressive call center growth in the home services space. As the head of growth at Scalify, he's helping top HVAC companies, roofing companies, solar companies, a lot more home service kind of companies, scale internal call centers in just 7 days. Like, imagine if you're a home-based home services company trying to fight with the big guys, and you can snap your fingers and have a call center like the big guys at a fraction of the price. Think AI-powered scripting, fully built funnels, compliance, perfectly dialed in, and reps setting 20 to 65 times more appointments than you're already getting, like clockwork. You've coached teams nationwide, spoke on major industry stages, and built a system that puts control back in the hands of the contractor. And more importantly, money, revenue, appointments, opportunities to do business. So pay attention, folks, because I'm going to pick his brain on exactly what's going down and how to get in where you fit in so you can make more money.
Right. Can I just say you're hired? You're hired. I mean, you can just be my sales guy. You just every time someone answers the phone, I'm just going to hire you to say that.
All right. Well, I'll give you the footage. You can just record or play the recording.
My outmouth voicemail.
So I always, I didn't understand leads and lead gen and call centers. So how did you figure out call centers? Like, why call centers?
You just asked the most important question. Thank you. By the way, that's probably the most intelligent question anyone could possibly ask, which is why? Why a call center? And I think that's where everyone needs to understand. Like, the big thing that most people don't know is they all think, oh, I got to spend money on this marketing agency and this lead gen company and risk it and hope to dear God they don't scam me and hope that these leads work and hope they show up and hope they don't no-show on me. So to answer your question, why? Because you can own your own lead gen company in-house. You don't need to give some other company money and pray that it works. You can own your own lead gen company and control every single aspect of it, right? No one's ever going to do as good of a job as you are. We all know that, right? When you own the call center, now you can control the scaling, you can control the quality, you control every single aspect of it yourself. And I help you set the whole thing up, and then we can walk away from it, honestly, if you want me to. I'll hand you over the keys. And that's it. You're off you go.
And you built it in Mexico.
Latin America, we focus on Mexico. That's the best bang for the buck by far.
Yeah. So in other words, people in the United States, they get the advantage of
leverage.
the fraction of the actual cost.
Leverage, massive leverage. Absolutely. There is some real strong talent in Mexico. I mean, in Latin America in general. Here, I'll just get right to the point. Like, here's one of the biggest reasons why Latin America is so strong, specifically Mexico, is because a lot of people want to save a few bucks because you can save some labor costs. You can hire from India, you can hire from Pakistan, Philippines, Egypt, Bangladesh. Yeah, you'll save it. You'll probably cut your labor costs in half, but guess what also get cut in half? Quality.
What? Why quality?
Yeah, because Americans can't stand the accent. Sorry, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but
it's funny that you say that.
I don't make the rules, right? That's just American ears. When they hear an accent from any one of those countries, what would you do?
Well, again, I was about to say that, like, I don't I don't like when I pick up the phone and it sounds like, I don't know if it's Bangladesh or India, but when they're like, or something like that. And it's like, I don't know what they're saying. It's not that I hate their accent. I can't understand what they're saying, even though it is English.
Let me make it more powerful. But you called them. It was probably a tech support call or something like that, right? You called them looking for help. So you kind of don't have a choice. You kind of have to deal with it.
Not only that, you know they're outside the country.
I get it. But if they called you trying to book some appointment for something that you maybe don't even really need, how much time would you give them? 0.0 seconds. You would hang up the goddamn phone in a heartbeat.
Don't they have accents in Mexico?
Yeah, but guess what? 1 in 5 Americans is Latino. So how would you wouldn't know that the guy with the very slight Latino accent is across the street or across the border.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know. And even if they do have a slight accent, you don't even care. You don't hear it because every other person is Latino. Well, every other fifth person is Latino.
I would bet it's Americans more than
don't hear yeah, well, here in Nevada for sure.
Yeah, not only that, it's getting more and more. Yeah. Because my grandmother's Latino. And I always said, man, if I could speak fluent Spanish, dude, I would frickin' unify the Latino community and own this frickin' country. Because the Latino community, number one, hardworking, familial,
absolutely,
frickin' good, solid, frickin', they'll work. And if I could speak Spanish, dude, I mean, fluently, like I was born there, because they all, they're very familial, meaning they trust each other.
Sure.
Not so much a gringo or an American.
Sure.
Because I used to sell cars. And when I did, there'd be a Spanish person walk in and they didn't realize I'm part Spanish, but they would say, do you have anybody that speaks Spanish? And they'd say it just like that. And I'd go, I think so. Why? We want someone that speaks Spanish. And I'm like, why? You're speaking English. And they say, we just prefer it. And I'm like, never figured it out.
That's what I'm saying. I don't trust you.
Yeah. They want someone like them.
That's right.
So I'm like, oh, I got it. Okay. So I go get someone that speaks Spanish and they'd walk up. Do habla español? Sí. That's all I know. And then and off they'd go. And I'd go, shit. Like, dude, I got to learn Spanish. But even if you learn Spanish,
not enough.
They can still hear that you're not Spanish.
Yeah, but you'll never be able to get that.
Yeah, so real Spanish still have a little bit of an accent, but you got a good point. They're here and we're kind of used to that.
Absolutely. Yeah, you wouldn't even know. Yeah, even if they had a thick accent, we don't hire people with thick accents. But my point is, even if they did, would you care? You'd be like, no, whatever. It could be the guy across the street.
But if I can't understand them, I would.
No, that's it. Yeah, we wouldn't hire someone with that thick of an accent ever. We only hire, I always say this, like anyone we hire you is going to speak 10 out of 10 fluency. 10 out, not 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 fluency.
So you got people in Mexico, which again, paying them a good wage there is still chump change here. Because
it's less than half. It's about a third.
Yeah, which is crazy. So you can get me a call center for a third of the price, fully managed, all set up, all dialed in, fully compliant, all the rules and regulations.
Yes.
That's crazy, dude. If I were in the home services space, or any space for that matter.
Yeah, we're branching out now. We're starting to do a lot of work with realtors, real estate agents, and real estate investors.
Well, because dude, half the work is the setting of the appointment, the prospecting,
the outreach, the prospecting. Yeah. We can take that off. That's the hard. It's the hardest. It's the annoying part. It's the shit part.
Well, do you have any fear that you're going to be out of business soon? Because with these AI callers now, shit, dude, they're starting to sound just like a human being.
Well, we're very, very fortunate. The FCC helped us out a bunch there because they banned that. That's been banned for quite some time now.
What do you mean?
Well, look at it this way. Like, it's way too easy to unleash a giant army of AI bots, right? And have them just start calling millions of calls to every single homeowner. If that were legal, everyone and their brother in Pakistan right now would unleash an army of AI bots blowing up our cell phone towers here with millions of, your phone would be buzzing through your pocket right now, nonstop, lighting a hole in your pants. Our cell phone towers would light on fire because of so many goddamn calls that they would unleash on us trying to sell its cheap Viagra offers.
So AI can't make calls?
Not cold. It can't make outbound cold calls. So you need to have proof of consent, proof of opt-in in order to have AI make a call.
What about inbound?
That's fine because that's a different story. Inbound AI can do all day long.
You think inbound's going to hurt call centers?
AI? Or AI for
Yeah.
yes, of course, but in a good way. I'm not anti-tech. We use AI too. We just tie it in where it makes sense, where it's legal, and where it makes sense, we absolutely embrace it, of course. But the good news is it's like, if you're thinking about doing some sort of an cold outreach, AI can't help you because it can, but it just can't do it. It's just not legal. So you have to use humans to do that. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing for marketers out there, because if AI were legal, like I said, it would destroy our phone systems. It would dilute the ability for you to actually make an effective phone call, because everyone's phone would be lit up off the hook with AI calls. So how would yours fit in? Like, there'd be no room for you anymore.
We'd shut off our phone. I'd change my phone number.
Yeah, but then they would find you in a heartbeat anyway. You don't think these guys can find your? Come on. There would be no getting around it. So this is a good thing for marketers. It's a good thing because it means the space will never be spammed to death with AI. It means you can only use real humans to do this. And that means it's naturally limited in scalability.
Well, again, how did you discover like call centers? Because like that's not something that you just fall into. It's almost like you must have seen something.
Because I did everything else, and just discovered that being in the home services space. So I've owned an HVAC company, I've owned a solar company, and so because I've had to do my own lead gen for those companies and tried everything, all the usual stuff, at least all the same shit that everyone out there has tried, and they all work to an extent. I'm not saying any of them are broken; they work, but just some of it, just the juice, just is not worth the squeeze on a lot of them. And I can go into, I can tell you, I'm sure right now, like people who are in okay, if you're in solar right now, there's a good chance a lot of people watching this maybe are in solar, or maybe they're in roofing or whatever. I can promise you that like, if they've tried running Facebook ads, they know what a shitty experience that is, because the quality of the leads has gone down, especially over the last 3, 4, 5 years, because the space has become so inundated with competition that now the quality of the leads has just completely gone to shit. But the price hasn't. The price has gone up, right? Because demand has gone up.
So how does a call center solve for quality?
That is a really, really good question. And this is, I think, where people should be taking notes right now. Where does a call center fix the problem that other traditional forms of advertising can't? And I'll explain exactly why. When you run Facebook, here's what most people think. Most people think, I want an exclusive lead. Right? Maybe I'm a plumber. Maybe I'm a roofer. Maybe I'm an HVAC guy. I want an exclusive lead because fuck Angie. Angie's List. God damn it. I don't want to keep sharing my leads. And every time I pay for one of these leads, I got 40 other guys calling them, pitching them, race to the bottom. Right? I'm sick and tired of that game. I want an exclusive lead. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on a Facebook ad. That'll solve my problems. No. Let me explain why. Because what happens when you click on anything on Facebook? What happens when you even think about you can think about pickles right now, Brad. I guarantee you the second you get back to your computer and check your Facebook, there's going to be a fucking ad for pickles on it. Right? Because Mark Zuckerberg is listening to everything we're thinking all the goddamn time, right? So it's like, and think about it, if you click on an ad on Facebook, what happens within seconds? Facebook is serving you 50 other ads just like it. Half of which are lower priced than yours, half of which are pitching some sort of a scam. And now how are they supposed to remember your honest ad when they just got pitched some fake ad? Get free solar, get a free roof, get your free HVAC system replaced. There's so many scammers out there. So who are they going to remember, the honest guy or the scammer? So now you just lost that game. So you lost the game there. And now you also lost the game of having an exclusive lead, because now they're going to go click on 5 other ads just like yours, because it's so easy to get online quotes now. Right? It's super easy to get an online quote now. Solar, Jesus Christ. I mean, you don't need someone to come to your house. They can do the whole thing on Google Satellite. Yep. So now no more exclusivity. Guess how we solve that? It solves it in the same way that door-to-door solves it, except no one wants to do door-to-door because it sucks, and I get it. It's a lot of hard work. And if you do door-to-door, my hat's off to you. I mean, I bow down to the guys who are door-to-door guys because they're the real winners in this. Door-to-door guys will never be hungry for money, right? Because they do what everyone else doesn't want to do. But that's the point. Most people don't want to do it, and that's okay. I don't do it. I've never done door-to-door, so that's okay. I get it. And door-to-door isn't scalable, right? You can't. Where you wear your knees out until you're 70 years old going door to door? No, you're not going to build an empire going door to door. It's a great way to start. It's a great way to generate leads.
Tell Vivint that.
Yeah, I get it. But Vivint has their own share of problems. I mean, Vivint's gone through a shit ton of problems, so they got a lot of problems too. They've had to shut down several different aspects of their company. So going door to door works, of course. It's free. right? It doesn't cost anything but
Well,
your time,
you got to get
blood,
a
sweat, and
license.
tears. It depends what state you're in.
Most
states,
neighborhoods, you have to get a permit, don't you?
No, most states you don't need anything. No,
well, still, I mean, you're only going to reach so many houses. If I sat in my nice, comfortable chair and made phone calls, I could reach a lot more. I can tell you right now, the average door knocker gets to speak to 8 homeowners a day. 8. How many does a call center speak to?
400.
A day?
A day. Per agent.
Damn.
Per agent.
So if I'm a home services guy looking for appointments in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You guys, do I got to give you the leads?
You can. We can do it a multitude of different ways.
What if I want leads?
Yeah, I can help you with that. Like, I'm a really fair guy. I'm really honest with people. Like, I always tell them, like, I'm going to build this call center for you and I'm going to hand you the keys and then you can do with it what you will. If you want me to help you on a continuous basis, I'm happy to do it, right? Let me do what I do best. Well, you keep doing what you do best. If you sell roofs or HVAC or whatever, you just keep doing that. And
who's going to want a call center without you in managing it?
Probably nobody. Sometimes you do get guys out there who have already tried. I do see that quite a bit.
I've already tried what?
Running a call center. So they'll come to me because they have failed. And then they come to me and see that that's the thing that we do. Like, we're good at it. So they'll come to me and be like, hey, I want you to build out all of the stuff, but I think I want to manage it because I think I can. And I always tell them, like, I don't.
Do they manage it virtually? They don't move to Mexico.
No, it's all virtual.
But you got managers in Mexico with the Mexican people doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you got to have hands-on management.
You don't, but you should. But that's the thing.
You don't have to.
That's my selling style, Brad. My selling style is like, you do what you want to do. You're paying me to give you consulting. You're paying me to give you guidance. You can trust me or not. That's your decision.
Well, I'm a little bit of a experienced businessman myself.
Yeah.
And I would never want to hire a crew from you and then think I'm going to manage it from a distance.
Because you're smart.
Like, I would automatically say, dude, there's no such thing as me managing this.
Well,
I'd pay you to start it, manage it, recruit for it, train your people. Like, I expect trained people. I'll train you train them. And then when you hire 3 more, you train them. I ain't dicking with all of that.
This is my selling style, Brad. My selling style is I give you the options and I let you decide, and you'll probably make the right decision.
So if I called you, and I'm small, like, I'm just a single operator starting one up. Can I call you and have you set just me appointments?
I won't do it for you.
No, but I mean your services.
But if you want to build out a call center, yes.
Yeah, but when you say call center, dude, you're making it sound huge.
Let me clarify.
Like, I just want some appointments, bro.
A call center could be as little as 3 agents. That's the smallest call center I'll build for you, is a 3 agent.
Yeah, but again, I mean, there's people listening thinking, call center, I'm not big enough for a call center.
No, that's a good point.
Dude, you can be a single plumber. Yes. And you want a call center, but call center sounds huge and bunch of people on the phones. It's like, dude, no, you don't want a call center. You want appointments.
Correct.
And that's how you get them.
Correct.
Is you create a call center. Doesn't have to be a big one. It needs to be 3-4 people, maybe 5, depending on how big you are and how busy you want to be.
Correct.
But if I could get 5 people that hit the phones all day long and get my ass appointments, that's all I care about.
Usually when I'm looking at when I'm going through discovery questions with a potential client,
you're going to get a shitload of them on here, I'm sure. They're going to at least hit you up. I don't know if they'll be big or small, but dude, I guarantee you, anyone listening to this right now, they're already writing down notes. Matter of fact, where do they reach you? Normally I'll wait till the end, but like, there's people already going, who is this guy? Where do I reach him?
It's easy. Scalifyco.com. SCALIFYCO.com.
Scalifyco.com.
There you go.
Yeah. So there's going to be people hitting you up for sure.
Yeah.
Because again, dude, if I'm a roofer, a plumber, electrician, HVAC, solar,
real estate agents,
I don't give a shit.
Real estate
if I need people to talk to, then I need a call center.
Dude, when I started talking to real estate agents, because I got a whole family full of real estate agents and half my old buddies were all real estate agents, and every other person in every other city block is a real estate agent. There's so many of them. They all want listings, right? Like, real estate agents, very few of them want to be dealing with home buyers and dragging them around in a car and having the wife going, I don't want a house that's not pink and I want one with 3 bedrooms, not 2 bed, right? They don't want to deal with that. They don't want to be driving people around. They want to deal with listings. They want to sell homes, right? Because that's easy, right? They can do that from their house. They don't have to be showing their house very much. They can have their assistant show up to the open houses. So they want listings. That is perfect for a call center. And we started doing that with real estate agents. Dude, that's going to be my next big focus right now, is just focusing on real estate agents. Number one, they can afford it. It's not that it's even that expensive, because it's really not, but they can afford it because they make good money. The average real estate agent in the United States is making $13,000 in listing fees per sale. So, they can pay off their entire call center in 1.5 sales, just depending on how many agents they want to start with. So they can pay this thing off literally 2-3 weeks. So, and they need volume, right? So I can get them.
When you say pay it off, what does that mean?
Well, they pay, they got to pay me to build it out for them. And they got to pay the agents on a monthly basis. They got to pay for the dialer. That's pretty cheap. But, there's costs associated with running a call center. It's nothing crazy.
Ongoing for, let's say, 5 people, ongoing costs. Yeah. What would that cost me?
On average, probably 5 people. I don't know, maybe like 6, 7, 8 grand a month, somewhere around there, just depending on
So $1,000 each?
A little more.
Barely.
Yeah, a little bit more.
It's $1,500?
Yeah.
So for $1,500 a month, I could have somebody calling all day, setting me appointments.
Yes. Now you can do it a couple of, we're going to be managing the operation, right? So we charge a little bit for that. But again, we're using Mexican wages for that, because my call center managers are all overseas, right? And they're fantastic, really super talented guys. I don't want to use that in a disparaging way, because I don't want it to sound like that.
Who trains them on my business?
I do. Oh, on your business, who trains me so that I can make sure that the agents are doing a good job? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. I mean, someone has to train those people calling who I am, what I want, when my schedule is. I'm sure customers have a little bit of questions. You got to train them a little bit.
Well, one of the things that we do is we try to hire agents that are already have experience in your particular line of work.
So if I'm an HVAC guy and I answer a call and they say, hey, so-and-so from Bradley's HVAC, can I set up an appointment to have your HVAC looked at? They might say something like, well, I have a Train model 1720. It's making noise. Can you?
Brad, I appreciate you asking me that question. I admittedly am not the expert on Train models, in fact, but what I will do is I'll have the consultant come out and answer all those questions for you.
Yeah, see, who trains them that?
You do. Right. And that's easy to do, right? You got to have people be confident enough to say, I don't know, I'm not the expert in that, but guess what? The guy I'm going to send to your house is. So he'll answer all those questions for you. No problem. How does tomorrow or the day after work for you? You're free typically in the mornings or in the afternoon.
So do you have obviously better setters than other ones?
Yeah, the training is the number one thing. I think if you were, look, I'm not trying to sell someone anything, right? I think that's an important thing. If you're watching this show right now, this is not me. This is not a pitch fest. This is not me trying to sell you on a call center. You can do it yourself. I obviously I'm saying that a little bit cheeky, right? it's hard to do. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's super simple. When I first started running my first call center, Jesus, man, I'll just tell the audience, I probably lost damn near $250,000. I hope my wife isn't watching this. Is she going to watch this? I'm so fucked.
I don't know. She probably will.
I'm so fucked if she watches
probably will. She DMs me all the time.
Fuck you, Brad. This fucking guy. Cut the recording. No, man. But yeah, she's going to watch this. But no, I'm not exaggerating, dude. I lost damn near $250,000 running a call center for the first 2 years because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And there was no consultants to call and no coaches to call. There was no website you can go to hire someone like me. They didn't exist. So I had to just put the pieces together myself super goddamn slow and lose a shit ton of money along the way. There are so many times where I threw in the towel. I literally did throw in the towel. I shut it down, and then some dumbass reason later, I would start it up again and do it again. And now, of course, I'm super thankful that I did, but I want to prevent that from happening to the next guy. I'm 49 years old. I'm not here to make a quick buck anymore. I actually give a shit about people's well-being. I want them to do well. That actually makes me feel good when you're doing well.
Why does your age have anything to do with that?
Oh, I don't know, because people are young and dumb. I'm not young and dumb anymore, I was, but not anymore. So I want people to do well. So it's like, yeah.
That's how relationships last.
That's right.
You want to
So,
keep that business.
Yeah, things cost money. Yeah, of course. I mean, if you want to do it yourself, I'll tell you I'll tell you the components to building a call center right now. I'm not going to hold anything back.
What are the components?
I'll tell you. But here's the thing I'll also warn you about. It's like you're going to pay for it in one way or the other. You're going to pay for it with your time, or you're going to pay for it with your money.
Duly warned. Now,
So
how do you
like
do it?
pick your currency, right? How do you build? There's 4 components to every single call center. All right. If you got a pen and a paper, write this down.
Okay.
There's 4 components to every call center. There's the dialer itself. You got to have a good quality, what's called a predictive dialer. Don't get anything else that isn't a predictive dialer. Fancy term for calls a shit ton of phone numbers all at the same time, typically 20 or more. Meaning when your agent gets on that software, it's dialing 20 phone numbers all at the same time. Okay. So don't get anything.
And the first one that answers, bing,
bing, boom. Exactly.
What does it do if 3 people answer at the same time?
It hangs up on the other ones, but it calls them right back. As soon as they get off that first call,
Is that why sometimes I'll say hello and they don't answer?
Yes.
Those motherfuckers.
Yeah, you were second in place. You weren't, sorry, Brad.
Yeah, because sometimes I don't know why, but every once in a while I feel like answering an unknown number.
Yeah, you're bored.
I'm bored.
I haven't talked to someone today. Hello.
Not only that, like someone's supposed to call from somewhere and I'm like, is that him?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. So I answer on occasion an unknown number.
You hear some clicking sounds, maybe?
No, I go, hello. And then nothing.
Nothing.
I go, hello, nothing. Then I hang up. Now, sometimes I've said, hello, nothing. I always give it to hello.
Click.
And then all of a sudden, no, then you can hear him either come off mute.
Yes.
Or now you can hear him all of a sudden. And I'm thinking, well, that's the dialer delay to connect me.
And it's connecting you with the agent. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
it's connecting you with whichever agent is available.
They need to make that quicker.
Yes. Well, we solved that.
How?
So we solved that because those are 2 different types of systems. So you can have a system where it's just the software itself is making a shit ton of phone calls and then it directs it to whichever agent can answer fastest. Or you can reverse the process where the agents are making the calls themselves. And that way, whoever answers, they're already ready, right? They're waiting for the call. So there is no delay and there is no clicking sound.
Now, are your agents in a building somewhere?
No, they're sitting at home, man. These are virtual guys. They're all sitting at home.
So what if I hear a baby crying in the background and chickens and stupid shit?
I like that. Yeah. No,
dude, there was a girl in the Philippines that I had on one of my calls that I was training people and she had chickens and I had to like mute her. She kept unmuting and I'm like, ma'am, all I can hear is what sounds like chickens. And she's like, oh yeah, those are my chickens. And I'm like, I wouldn't want her calling people for me.
No. So all of our agents have to use noise canceling headsets. So they're going to be calling from headsets and we test them. We test their internet speed. We test their internet connectivity. We test their headset quality.
Is there any liability insurance? What if your people say something stupid to my people and now I'm being sued because they don't know it's you calling me. They think it's me calling.
We're just booking appointments. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah, we're just, if you're hiring us to do something like this or any other company for that matter, don't put yourself in that situation where liability does become a concern. Just have them book appointments because then you're always going to be safe. There is no liability concern. So this is for the purpose of getting you in the home, whether you're a roofer, a solar guy, a realtor, a real estate investor, whatever.
You do software companies?
We do. Depends what we're doing. Yeah. So if we are using AI, we've got partnerships on the AI thing. I
mean, do you book calls?
Book
appointments for SaaS companies?
We can.
Like LightSpeed.
Yeah, we can. It depends. Whenever I talk to someone who's got something unusual that we haven't done before, I'm an honest guy. I'll either tell them, I can't do that for you. I don't think we're a good fit. And I'll tell you why. Like I'll explain it. Because I don't want to take your money just to piss you off. I would never do that to someone. So I'll either tell you that, no, that's not a thing that we're going to be a good fit for, or I'll take it back to the drawing board and talk with my guys and we'll analyze it and look to see like if we think that this is something that we can make work. And if so, then we'll give it a shot. But I'll come back and I'll explain.
How do you know if the data that I give you to call is opted in?
It doesn't necessarily have to be opted in. So that also kind of just depends on who you're calling and what you're calling for. So that's
well like one time I say, for example, hey, if anybody wants to buy a ticket to my event, hit the website and put in your number and blah, 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 blah. And then the event's come and gone, but I still have 21,000 people that didn't buy a ticket. but now I have another event. It's not even the same event, but I have 21,000 that looked at that event. So now I go, Peter, have your people call them, explain my event, and just book an appointment for one of my closers to sell them a ticket.
That's like, those are like layups for us because that's not cold. I mean, that's not cold outreach.
Well,
that's
it is technically.
No, but that's more because those people already came to you, right? Like they were an inbound lead at some point, or even if they were inbound or cold, regardless, the point is they're already opted in. They're already in your system.
They've
you already been receiving your messaging. So like, that's
well, I don't
call it a layup. Nothing's a layup, but that's good. That's good stuff.
Well, don't you have to operate by the same rules as the United States?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
So then I think like if they opt in, you only have like 180 days to call them.
Yeah, that's true. But you can cold call. There's nothing stopping us from cold calling. Cold calling, there's no proof of opt-in required for cold calling unless you're using AI. Then no, you can't.
So a human can cold call, but AI can't.
Fuck yeah.
Even with a predictive dialer?
Yes.
Why can't that light up a cell tower?
When they're calling you to sell you auto warranty, that's a cold call.
I know, but
you
they
didn't opt in for that.
No, but I also am on the do not call list, so they shouldn't be calling me at all.
Calling you. No, you can sue those people. Yeah, and you should not be calling DNC people. Yeah, but you can filter.
How do you know? Just the filter on the software.
Yeah, you just click a button.
What if it's wrong though? That's what I meant by liability. Because like people think I'm calling through you, and I'm trusting that your software is fucking weeding out the DNCs.
Yes,
and I'd employ you to do it, and all of a sudden I called some DNCs and you called them. I didn't. But they think I did.
Software registers with the FCC. So software registers your business with the FCC so that they take that responsibility on.
The FCC does?
Like the software company. So that when they're making these outbound calls and the DNC checkbox has been checked saying we're not going to call anyone on the DNC list, they're also implicitly saying, and we'll take the responsibility if one slips through the cracks. But here's the good news. That's almost never going to happen because yes, of course, someone could have signed up for the DNC this morning, right? Maybe they were on no DNC list when you got your lead list, right? Maybe your lead list is a week old, right? And they weren't on the DNC list at the time. They signed up for it this morning, an hour before you called them. Well, obviously you're not going to be in trouble for that because how on earth are you supposed to know they just signed up? So I don't even know what the time frame is between how much protection you got when you signed up for DNC, but suffice it to say that that's what one of the things that you're paying for is that level of protection.
So who wouldn't need a call center? I want to say appointment setters because again, call center makes it sound like I don't need a damn call center, dude. It's just me.
Yeah.
Appointment setters.
Not every business, not every industry does typical in-home or does not everything works for outbound. Not everything. Right.
But you'll do inbound and outbound.
I'll give you an example. Electricians. I love electricians, but it's not a great fit necessarily because let me paint you the opposite picture. So like solar, right? We can identify areas where electricity rates are super high. So there's a high likelihood that someone is feeling pain, right? Because they're overpaying for their power. So that makes sense to call those homeowners in that area and say, hey, you're overpaying. That sucks. You're spending too much money. We can fix it with solar. Let's get someone in your house tomorrow, right? That's an easy pitch because we're solving the problem. Electricians, this is just not a natural pitch going like, I wouldn't even know what to say.
Got any electrical issues?
See, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Not everything makes sense for a cold call to a home.
Yeah, but as an electrician, you go get your number listed on the websites and the search engines.
Electricians need to do
they're inbound. I need a call center because I don't want to sit there and answer 7,000 calls and weed out the ones that actually need me.
Bingo. They need inbound. Some businesses are a natural fit for outbound and others are not. I mean, it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It just is what it is.
Well, I want inbound and outbound handled.
Sure.
Because I want to basically just use them as to filter out what I consider the wasters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want you to outbound, find me interested parties, and then set me an appointment with them or send them to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to send my inbound people to you to weed out the tire kickers and the bullshitters with a simple script.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, fantastic. Well, are you this or are you that? Excellent. And how soon until you're ready to do something? Oh, excellent. Yeah, I can get you an appointment booked. But if they don't say the right shit, then I want your team to say, okay, well, call us back when you're ready.
Yeah.
And that's a filter.
That's so easy to do. Like, that's why we do the outbound, because that's the hard shit. Inbound, you already know. I mean, you do sales. Inbound's the easy stuff, right? I mean, nothing is easy, right? It still takes work, but inbound is relatively easy compared to out, right? So that's why we focus on the out, because that's the challenging shit, right? Getting into the home is the hard part.
What other industries are you trying to get to besides realtors?
Real estate investors, mortgage guys. Mortgage industry right now is a little bit on the slow side, right? Because of interest rates, but mortgage guys, or if, Trump puts this new Fed in place, that's going to change everything real fast. But so mortgage guys coming up here real soon. Real estate investors is a big one, right? Because they're always looking for properties to flip, properties to wholesale, things like that.
What about like subject matter experts, coaches, people that are looking for people that want to be trained or educated?
We can do anything. And if you're listening and you're a business owner and you're a coach, or for example, like as Brad said, so if that's your business and you need to ask yourself, do I have a lead list large enough to employ, number one, at least 1 to 2 people, right? Like, do I have enough leads to keep someone busy? That's a question you got to ask yourself. I can't answer that for you, right? If you're your business owner,
I can buy leads from you.
It depends. I'm not just going to sit here and pretend that I have every lead list imaginable for everything ever, right? Like home shit, yeah, all day long. That part's easy. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know every single business. I'm not delusional, right? So you may know your business. I'm hoping you know your business better than I do, right? So you know your business better than I do. So you need to ask yourself, like, number one, do I have enough volume of leads that can either be purchased somewhere? And I can help you if you think the answer to that is yes, then I can help you further. But is the thing that I'm selling a large enough of an audience that I can keep at least 1 to 2 agents busy on a full-time basis? If not, probably not a good fit. Number 2, you got to ask yourself, like, is my offer good? Like, if you have a shit offer, well, you need to fix that right now. No one can help you if you have a shitty offer.
Do you help people with scripts and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Offers?
Absolutely. That's one of the most important parts of this whole equation, is like trying to fix people's offers and trying to come up with something unique too, because it's like, look, solar, a dime a dozen, right? Like that's where I kind of came from. So everyone's pitching the same goddamn thing. So it's like one of the first things I do is I challenge people and I say, hey, look, can you come up with something unique? Or are you just going to fit in like everybody else? And we'll help. I mean, if you can't come up with something, I can still help you. It's okay. But like, if you want to supercharge this thing, do you have something unique? Do you have something that no one else does? Well, let's focus on that.
So here you say exclusive market partnerships.
Yeah.
So that means, let's say I'm a HVAC in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You won't do my competitor if you're working with me.
Correct. We're going to max out. Yeah. So we're not going to sit here and go open up 3 call centers with, 50 agents per. No, for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm not going to screw over my clients like that. I would never do that. But number 2, I want to be able to offer like an inner circle of the owners, because what I want is this is a unique value add that most people don't think about. Like when you go to join a mastermind, you'll notice it's really hard to find a mastermind for a specific industry, HVAC mastermind, roofing mastermind, whatever, right? Like usually masterminds tend to be generic. And there's a real reason behind it, because no one wants to give up their fucking real secrets if the guy right next to you is serving the same market that you're in. No shit, right? Like obviously. So that's why most masterminds you're going to notice are not industry specific. And if they are, maybe there are some, you're not going to get anything valuable there because of that reason. Who's going to show up to a mastermind of HVAC owners in Las Vegas and say, hey, let me tell you the thing that's working super awesome for me so everyone can go steal my idea and now it doesn't work anymore? No one's going to do that. No one in the right mind would do that. But guess what? They will if your competitor, if you know that your competitor is not in the same room as you. And that's what we're doing. So I'm taking all these owners, all these high profile, hyper intelligent owners who can now come into this like mastermind type scenario with us, and they can safely share their tips and their tricks and their secrets. Like, hey, we came up with this really cool idea for how to get homeowners to say, to get us in the door. And they'll happily share it with everybody because they know that there's no one in their market who can steal it from them. Because that's my promise to them.
Huh.
So that's
pretty
unique.
strong.
Yeah, you don't get that in any other mastermind.
And then I also notice here, like the growth strategy, you're almost a consultant at the same time, a scaling and growth consultant.
Well, fuck yeah, dude. It's like when you get surgery, which costs whatever, $20,000 on the low end or whatever for surgery. Are you paying for $20,000 worth of a suture kit and $20,000 worth of scalpels? No, their equipment is probably the equipment in the room. The rental of the surgery room was maybe a couple $1,000. You're paying him the 90 other % of the cost for his what? Expertise, right? For the fact that he went to school for the last 10 years and busted his balls learning this thing that you aren't smart enough to do, right? That's what you're paying for. Same thing here. When I'm selling you a call center, I can promise you right now, the majority of it is coming to me. I'm honest. I'm telling you right now. Why? Because I know I'm worth it. Because that's what you're paying for, right? That's why you hire a surgeon, because you need an expert. The difference is I'm super honest. I tell people, and I'll show them the numbers. I literally will open up the books. I have no fear about showing them exactly what I make.
Where did you come before call centers? You said 7 years. What was before that?
So I've been doing it concurrently with the solar business and HVAC. So I owned an HVAC business for many years. I sold that and then got into solar concurrently, because when we knew that we were going to be selling the HVAC company, I was like, well, shit, I like home services. I'm good at it. I really like it. I'm starting to figure it out. Because when I got into HVAC, I didn't know anything. I barely knew how to turn up my thermostat. That was it. So I wanted to get into another line of business that was in home services. Solar made a ton of sense. So I got into solar. Solar, if anyone here is in solar, will know that you have to generate your own leads in solar. No one's going to give them to you. It's really different business. So if you want good salespeople, hire solar guys. They are really sharp because the industry forces them to be so, because no one gives them leads. So they got to fight tooth and nail to generate their own leads. So you hire solar guys. So yeah, anyone listening to this, if you're wondering, hey, where should I hire people? Hire solar guys. And there's a lot of them in the market right now because of Trump's big, beautiful bill put a lot of solar guys kind of out of business. So there's a lot of them looking for jobs. Hire solar guys because number one, they're used to door knocking. So they are unafraid of working their asses off and they're super scrappy.
Yeah.
Hire solar guys.
So what's your plan? You're just going to grow this up and exit it? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, man, I want to do some interesting things. I want to use this, in the private equity space, there's growth consultants, right? Which is just a fancy term for someone who helps you grow your business, right? But I want to start positioning this offer. I want to start positioning my call centers as an opportunity for anyone who aligns with what we do, right? Those industries we already talked about, who are interested in having me scale their company to much higher levels. Let me give you an example. Maybe you're a roofer. Maybe you're an HVAC company and you are sub $1 million EBITDA right now. And you're in your 50s and you can see that you're starting to get a little tired and your energy levels are starting to dip, but you don't know how you're ever going to sell your business. And guess what? 85% of all businesses will never sell. They'll just shut their doors. And you already know that stat. I want to help those guys. I want them to be able to come to me and say, hey, Peter, let me give you a little piece of my company. Only if you can help me grow, right? And I'm very honest about that. Only if you can help me grow. Let me give you a little piece of my company. You help me scale it with your call center because I can do that, right? I can get you an ungodly number of appointments and leads. You help me scale my company. You help me sell it 3 to 4 years, private equity buyout. We both retire rich. How about that, Peter? And those are the people I want to start working with. I want to start aligning myself with the people with that vision of a grand exit.
Me too.
In mind. Well,
but I don't have a call center to scale their business.
Well, then you and I can partner up, buddy.
Yeah, dude, I'll get you some. Hey, anybody listening, you call Peter, just tell him you're from the bomb squad. So I get a little piece for my niece, a little fraction of that action. That's like a equity for talent, I call it.
Consulting for equity is the technical term for it. But
yeah. Well, dude, again, people are stupid not to do that too, because again, maybe they can sell their own company. Well, if you're under 1 million EBITDA or even 10 million, if I said, I'll scale that shit 10X, just give me a little piece when you exit and someone's against it. Well, then they need to just factor in that, you can do equity, as earned. Mm-hmm. You can do all kinds of shit, but that's just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Because like, dude, if you told me right now, Brad, I'll make your company 5 times bigger than it is, and I want a piece. Brother, if you can make it 5 times bigger than it is, I'll give you a piece. Especially why? Because I'll end up with more than I got.
And especially if I come in and I say, and I don't even get access to that equity unless I grow you from where you are right now. If I don't grow you, I get shit. I get nothing. Yeah, well, so there's no downside.
Your website's going to blow up. Folks, if you guys want to follow him at GetSolarWise, which you need to change because you're not really solar.
Well, that's my old one. Just if you want to find
Instagram,
me go to Facebook, facebook.com.
Dude, people go where they are / You need a place everywhere.
I get it. I'm on Instagram too, man. Don't think I'm not.
Where are you?
Scalify Co.
Oh, I thought you were at GetSolarWise.
That's my other company.
Okay, but people that are listening to this show, you're going to get call from people that want appointment setters. Yeah. You're going to get call for people that want to build out a call center. Yeah. And now you're going to get calls from somebody that you just described. Like, shit, I'm at 2 million EBITDA and I'll do it. Like, they don't need to be under 1 million.
Yeah.
Dude, I want a piece of that action. I love consulting for equity because, dude, a lot of these companies, they're so far in the picture, they can't see the frame. Mm-hmm. I had a guy come out, pool builder. I gave him like 10 minutes of consulting and he freaking got so excited. He left early to go train his team what I talked to him about. And he said, no one's doing that. That'll blow up my business. It's like, see, dang, dog.
Nice. Doesn't that make you feel good?
But I didn't make the deal ahead of time.
Yeah.
But anybody that hears consulting for equity, especially performance-based, they're dumb not to do it.
Absolutely. But you'd be surprised at how many people just can't think outside of the box.
Yeah, but like with that offer, Peter, anyone
I get it
with a brain in their head,
I get it,
will test you, especially if it's performance based. Why?
Yeah.
Well, because again, dude, maybe I'm doing an HVAC company, 6 million. I'm great. Which, by the way, 6 million is not that great in the HVAC space. There's people making way more than that. But sure. I'm doing 6 million. I'm crushing it. I'm doing well. I've had it for 12 years. I'm good. And I'm growing without you, you know? And then you come along and say, if I can do more than I think I can do, that's the key. If I, or longer, like I'm going to take 10 years to get it to 10. You come along and say, Brad, I'll tell you what, I'll get it to 10 in 2 years. Just give me a little sliv. Well, I'd be dumb not to, because my net remaining sliver that I still retained is worth more than it would have been if I didn't give you a sliver.
Yeah, that's the whole. And the point is, like, I can prove where those leads came from. I can prove where those sales came from. There's not going to be some mystery at the end of the day.
But you're also guaranteeing performance.
But how can you prove, Peter, that new revenue came from because it's easy to do, right? Because like I'm generating these entire source of leads for you, which we can 100% track. So we'll know exactly where that revenue came from. There's no mystery there.
And so basically, anybody who wants to grow, just fucking call Peter.
Yeah, until I run out of time and I can't help you anymore.
Yeah, and hopefully he'll let you.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's your forecast on where home services sales are heading?
Depends.
Like you think they're going to cock block and get rid of people? And
depends what industry you're in. Roofing is alive and well. Solar's going through a tough time right now for sure.
Well, again, the big beautiful bill does not include the credits, but now I heard they changed it again.
Well, look,
and so now they're at least 4 more years. So solar's going to be fine for 4 more years.
Solar's going to be fine. And the other good news is this: like all it did was scare away the solar bros, the backwards hat,
Yeah,
solar bros. They're the ones that got shaken out, and good.
Good. Yeah, and there's some roofers.
Because they're the ones who are ripping off, little old grannies and selling them scams and so.
Well, there's some roofers like that out there. There's some HVAC guys like that out there.
Yeah. The good news is, like, the scam guys don't do well with call centers.
Well, just for the world, I am trying to get into the home services space somehow. I'm keeping my eyes open, looking for relationships. Why? Well, because in my opinion, AI is going to knock out some people. And it ain't going to be people using their hands. Mm-hmm. It's going to be people using their minds.
Fuck yeah.
So you're going to get a shift where the blue collar becomes the white collar, meaning financially, and the white collar becomes the blue collar.
They're the ones who get replaced.
Yeah, because AI is just going to, AI does the thinking. We don't need thinkers anymore, but I don't see AI zapping a roof onto my house.
No.
Or zapping a toilet into my house, or building me a house, or paving my fucking yard. You know, dude, home services, if you ask me, are going to grow exponentially in the next 5 or 10 years. And I need to get in quick somehow, some way.
Well, I think between this show right now, there'll be enough people who want to probably come talk to the two of us, right? Could you imagine if you and I came together as a team? Right? If someone's listening to this right now and they go, wait a minute, so I could have Brad and Peter come together and do something with me? Because like Brad, I don't think you want to start a home services company from scratch.
No, hell no.
Right? That's not that. Okay, good. We're on the same page.
I do not.
Right. So that's my point. Like
I want to blow one up.
That's what I'm talking about.
And drive people to it. Because again, I can drive people. My whole thing is like, I'm interested in showing people opportunity. Like people don't realize there was opportunity in the solar. Dude, I put a bunch of people in solar. I put a bunch of people into roofing. I had a buddy of mine that was running a car dealership. He goes, dude, you know everybody and everything that's going on. What's the next big thing? This was like 2 years ago. I said, well, fuck, dude, I'm looking at roofing. He goes, why? I said, bro, it's almost like taking candy from babies. Number one, the insurance pays for it. They're starting to change that, by the way. You know, these hailstorms come through and damage the shit, and people need it and want it. And all you got to do is be there with a smile and a freaking good spirit. And guess what? Boom, you're making all kinds of dough. This sumbitch quit his job, started a roofing company, and in 2 years was doing 23 million. He called me. He's like, bro, unbelievable. I didn't know he did it. And I said, what? He says, dude, remember 2 years ago, you told me roofing. Well, I ended up freaking quitting my job, opened up, I forget what he called it, something roofing. And he said, dude, we'll do 23 million this year and growing.
That's awesome.
I know. And I said, fuck, how come I didn't start it with you? But I need to get into it because I think, I mean, it's always been a good business. Coincidentally, again, my uncles used to be roofers, but they weren't the roofing companies. They were the actual nail driving roofers. Yeah. And they paid me to carry shingles up the ladder. And I thought, no, fuck this roofing shit, too hard.
HVAC.
But I didn't know that there was sales involved.
Sure.
So the sales people make all the money. I don't know why the people actually installing the roofs, the labor force, why don't they just say, I'm going to sell it?
Because everyone knows that not everyone is good at everything, Brad. Come on.
Dude, anyone can get good at sales.
Well, why aren't you up there? I don't know. Why aren't you up there nailing shit? Because you're not good at that.
Because it's fucking labor.
It sucks. I know.
I ain't doing labor.
Don't do roofing. Do HVAC.
Why HVAC?
Lifetime value of the customer is not infinitely way higher
than a roof.
Roof is a one and done thing. How many times are you going to replace your roof in your lifetime?
Yeah, but bro, you're missing the real point. If I got a relationship with you to sell you a roof, what's the likelihood I can sell you a fucking HVAC?
Not that great.
Why?
Because it's very, very much unrelated.
Unrelated my ass.
It's not that great. I get it. It's cool.
Dude,
it's fine.
It's
okay.
relationships.
It's fine.
You're underestimating the value of relationships and my ability to create them.
Hang on.
If you hire me once for one thing, me and you are doing business for everything. Now, I'm going to tell you up front and in advance, dude, I'm not an HVAC expert. Fuck, I wasn't a roof expert and I just made your roof happen. I'm a connector, bro. I got the best people in the industry. They're all vetted. They're all real. They're all going to show up and they're all going to freaking do a great job because of me. I'm your home solutions guy. I don't care if it's picking up dog shit. I ain't doing that either, but I'll get someone here that will, and they'll fucking do it great. Call Real Home Solutions. And now you don't have to worry about all these salespeople knocking on your door because you got it covered. And when anyone knocks on your door from now on, wanting to fuck with your house in any way, insurance, garage doors, water heaters, I don't give a rat's dick. You tell them I'm covered. I'm covered with Brad Lee and Real Home Solutions.
Why do you think?
And I need appointment setters for that right now.
Why do you think private equity made their first move into the blue collar home services space, into the HVAC industry before they touched roofing?
Yeah, because
because they're fucking smart.
Yeah. Repeat business.
Lifetime value of the customer. And they know that.
But again,
and they know monthly recurring, annual, monthly.
Okay. Well, then let me ask you this. Why are they now buying roofing companies?
Because there's already a lot of players in the HVAC space.
Same reason.
Yeah.
Well, how come they own a roofing and an HVAC?
Well,
they don't know nothing about roofing and HVAC. They're not related.
I get it. I'm just saying, like, there's a reason
because there's money. And that's why I'm in there, is because people need it. I can help them by vetting out all the dipshit, loser, backwards hat scammers.
I'm just saying, if you're going to get into one business, because how much time does anyone have in a day, right? If you're going to get into one business, get into the one with the greenest possible potential.
Yeah, that's the relationship business, Peter.
I get you.
Relationships is the best business to be in.
I get you.
If you can get relationships, dude, trust me, it's the most valuable. That's the R in this reel. Relationships, energy, affluence, and leadership. Those are the 4 things you want to dial in. Relationships, same thing. Energy, that's another thing people don't get. Like, we choose the frequency we operate in. It's a choice. You can choose to be a dick. You can choose to be a freaking sweetheart. You can choose to be freaking focused, or you can choose to be lazy. All of these frequencies that we operate in, generosity, courage, happiness, joy, love, all that heavenly, I call it heavenly energy, or there's earthly energy. That's the anger and the depression and the envy and the greed. Dude, we operate in those realms all day long. Well, if you look at the source of it, how are you depressed and I'm happy? Well, it's the circumstances. No, it isn't. Not when you boil it down to the facts. The facts are you're choosing to be depressed because I can show you somebody in your situation that's fucking happy about the same situation. And they're going to go, well, that's because, no. It's because technically you're choosing to respond the way you respond to things. And that's your energy. So I say relationships, the most important one is the one you have with yourself. And then energy, which will create affluence. And if anyone doesn't know that word, look it up. Affluence. Who doesn't want that in their life? And then L, leadership. And the best possible lesson I can give for leadership is start with yourself. Because if you can't lead yourself, you're fucked. So again, start with yourself, lead yourself. How do you do that? Get your ass up, go to work, self-develop, work out, get nutrition, build relationships, introduce yourself, develop yourself, be more valuable to the relationships that you have. That's the only reason I say, if I went and sold you a roof, I'm thinking relationships. Now I'm thinking, well, dude, you might need a garage door. And I know my boy Tommy Mello over at A1. Now, you don't know A1. You're going to have to go call A1. Well, you already know me, big dog, and I already know him. So now that you like me and you trust me, why don't you just call me when you need a garage door? It doesn't have to be affiliated. Because I'm your guy now. I'm your home solutions guy.
All right, Tommy Mello.
And by the way, customers, like that shit. I'll bet you anything. I don't want to deal with a garage guy and a fucking HVAC guy and a fucking electrical guy and a plumber guy. I want to deal with my buddy Peter, who will fucking dial my house in. I don't care if it's glass. I don't care if it's landscaping. Yeah. I don't care if it's paint. Like, I'm calling Peter. Why? That motherfucker knows everybody. He's got the good guys for everything, and I trust him.
Funny story. Tommy Mello. By the way, Tommy's watching this. Hey, Tommy, how you doing, buddy?
It's a fucking bomb. That was the fucking nuke that just went off around this bitch.
Tommy Mello story. I talked to Tommy a couple months, about 6 months ago.
You know what? By the way, they call him Tommy Mello. Dun, dun, da, da, da.
We were talking about putting solar panels on his house. Right? He's got a house up in Paradise Valley, Arizona. And he sends me his address, and I go put it into Google Maps to do a satellite image search. I put it in there, and I had to look at it a few times, and I was like, dude, the dude sent me an address to a shopping mall. That can't be his house. That's a fucking shopping mall. And I had to look in closer, and that's his fucking house. I call Tommy. We're sitting on the phone, and I'm looking at his house, and of course I'm giving him shit for the size of his house. And I was like, dude, it's just you and your wife at home. We're like, what's with the house? And his deadpan response, he goes, well, I do have a lot of dogs. Yeah. Tommy's house, man. Love you, Tommy.
But
Great
you
guy.
see, I don't have to get into Tommy's business. I just need to know Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
And Tommy doesn't know the homeowner. I do, because they needed a fucking roof or a pool cleaning. So if you call me for your pool, oh, brother, I got your roof. I got your garage door. I got your water heater. I got your landscaping. I got your turd picker upper. I got your painters. I got your glass. I got your fucking insulation.
So,
I got your developer for your next house. I got your realtor for your next house. Anything you got to do with homes, you call OBL. I'm your real home solutions specialist.
Love it. Love it.
One person to call.
Yep. One and done.
Yeah. Take your Angie's list, shove it in your ass. Take all these lists. You ain't need no list. You just need BL.
And good old BL.
Good old BL and Peter.
Yes, sir.
We'll make a deal so you get the call center so we can
Yes, sir.
set the appointments.
Yes, sir.
Dude, I bet you somebody that's got one of these companies is listening right now going, he's got a point.
Yeah.
Because most people don't think outside the box, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, they say what you say, like, oh, I'm not going to confuse myself with all this other shit. Why do you think it's confusing yourself? Go make a relationship with a viable killer company, because you got the relationship. The relationship is what matters.
1,000%.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, if I'm an HVAC and I sold you an HVAC company, I built a relationship, or at least I should have. And if I didn't, I'm stupid. And if I didn't even think about what I'm saying now, they should. So now you get a home services company, not a HVAC company. Now, keep in mind, when I'm looking to fix my air conditioner, I'm looking up a HVAC company. Mm-hmm. I ain't looking for a home solutions company. Mm-hmm. So you don't that's just how you should operate. Mm-hmm. And you build those relationships, but watch, people won't do it. One of these days I will, and then I'll learn why they didn't do it. And I'll be like, oh, look.
Fuck, they knew something I did. Yeah, God damn it.
I should have called Tommy and said, hey, how come you don't do it all? And he'd be like, if I could tried that, doesn't work.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, you're going to get your inbox blown up. Folks, if you guys don't understand that Peter Roth knows his deal, and not only that, he doesn't overpromise and underdeliver, because he barely even promises. He's almost like, fuck, don't call me. But here's my 2 cents. If you're trying to, do business, you're obviously trying to help people grow your market, serve people in your community. You're not going to do it if people don't know you. And you're not going to do it if you don't have enough appointments, or if you spend 5, let's say 4 days making appointments and then running them on Friday. Well, dude, don't you wish you could run them every day? And some people are limited. They don't think, well, shit, why don't I have someone make my appointments? Well, because I don't have the money. You don't have the money because no one's making your appointments, dipshit. So at the end of the day, quit holding on to $3-4 grand, dreaming about building your business and bitching because it ain't growing, because ultimately that's why. Like, get somebody, if not Peter, do it yourself. Get a call center, get some appointment setters, get out there and freaking scale your business, because that's how you scale a business, with people and technology. Dude, one time someone called me, basically wanted me to consult with him. And I'm like, I don't really do that. No, I mean, I need you to coach me. I'm like, I don't really coach. He said $100,000. I said,
I coach.
Yeah. When would you like to set the appointment?
I guess I coach now.
Yeah. So I said, what's the problem? He said, basically he was making like $750. And he said, I said, well, what's the problem? He said, dude, I need to scale. I need to grow. I've been doing this for like 3 years now. And it's like, I can't get any higher. I said, well, what's your, bottleneck? He said, well, I don't really have a bottleneck. I'm like, well, then tell me what you do every day. He said, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I make calls and set appointments, and then I run them Thursday and Friday.
You're your bottleneck.
Yeah. And I said, well, why don't you just get someone else to make your appointment so you can close Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday?
You are your own bottleneck. Buddy.
Yeah. And he said, well, I have to make the appointment. The person setting the appointment doesn't know everything I know. And I said, dude, that's why they're setting an appointment for you. So call a VA, train them on how you set the appointment, and then let them set you appointments where you don't have to do that anymore. And you can just run appointments. So he did it. He just called a VA, trained him on how to set appointments for him. And he had two VAs setting him appointments now. And they were like $100 a week.
Great. There you go. He just built his own call center.
He went from 750 to like $2.3 million.
Hallelujah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Hallelujah.
Dude, see, like, was that rocket science?
Yeah.
I should have said, I want some equity.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what to do.
Well, see, like you just said, what's your bottleneck, right? And we just obviously pointed out, I think anyone with half a brain could hear, like, he's his own bottleneck, right? Most people are in their own way. Most people just can't get out of their own way.
Or they're scarcity based. Here's what happens. You start making a little money from being a broke entrepreneur, and then you start changing how you operate because you don't want to lose it. So you literally go with, I have nothing to lose, bang, 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 bang. Now you get a little money, get a little success, but now you're afraid to lose it because you don't want to be broke again. You remember that sucked. Yeah. So you change the way you look at things and you go from abundance to scarcity. And you don't even realize you did it because now you're just trying to protect what you have.
Sure.
When before you didn't have anything. So you're willing to risk it all and gamble and like, it doesn't matter because you don't have anything anyway. And so now you got a little something. And usually it's money. I had another guy call me, boom, bang, bang, bang. What do I do? What do I do? I said, well, give me your situation. He had $600,000 in the bank. And I said, well, why don't you, he couldn't get any customers. I said, well, why don't you advertise? Why don't you like put some ads out? And he said, well, what if it doesn't work? I'm like, bro, do people think this way? But he had $600,000 in the bank, but he didn't want to risk it because he didn't want to, that was his cushion.
Yeah.
I said, well, dude, your cushion is stopping you from making money. He goes, how do you figure? Dude, money is a tool to make more money. If you got it sitting in the bank and so you don't lose it, that's why he had it there just in case. So I'm not broke again.
The shoebox, man.
I said, that's called scarcity. If you knew you were going to make $1 million, if you spent that $600,000, what are you scared of? He goes, well, if I knew, I would do it. And I said, see, that's called scarcity. You're not sure and you're afraid that you're going to lose. That's scarcity. I said, fuck it, dude, roll the dice. The money's, and by the way, you don't spend $600,000 in one day and hope it works. You start to place ads at a couple $100 a day. Yeah. Then you scale it up. Like, dude, start advertising.
You could start with $30 a day.
Yeah, he started advertising. Sure enough, tripled his business, but I didn't get any equity.
See,
just free advice.
Should have talked to me first.
That's why I do drop bombs, bro. Bring guys like you on. People are like right now picking up shit that's going to help them, even without calling us.
Yeah.
But that's why I say to everybody on Dropping Bombs, dude, share this episode out. Maybe it wasn't for you. It might be for someone that you share it with. Go give me a rating, you pricks. It's not that difficult. You get value. All I'm asking for, I ain't asking for subscription, $20 a month to listen. Just go hit bang, like, bang, subscribe, bang, share, bang, comment. Come on, man. Help a brother out. Well, Peter, I know you're already going to do well in life. And definitely, I know your inbox is going to get blown up. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Folks, make sure that you let him know that the Bomb Squad sent you, just in case he is keeping tabs and wants to send me a few more of those kick-ass cigars. By the way, dude, like this dude brought me 2 quality cigars. You said you had a cigar. You've been in the cigar world for a while.
I've been in the cigar business for almost 22 years.
So you know cigars.
Yeah. A little bit.
Dude, I've smoked the most expensive cigar I've smoked was like $1,300.
You got me beat. See, I'm such a...
But it wasn't as good as my little Monte Cristo number 2 that you can get for 40.
Good. I'm glad you just said that because I didn't want to sound like a dick to you because like I'm one of those people. So I've been in the bar business too, right? And so like, once you get into those businesses of kind of like dealing with luxury goods, I mean, you don't even need to be in the business to know that 99% of it is just fucking marketing anyway.
That's all it is.
But it's just who spends more money on the label.
Like the Davidoff Oro.
Sure. Well, Davidoff
that's just $500.
How about just all Davidoff, the whole brand? It's a good cigar, first of all.
Well, the Davidoff Royal Release is actually a good cigar.
I think the whole
but they're 120 a stick.
I think the whole brand is good cigars. But like the point is that like And I agree with them. I would do the same thing.
But that Bolivar you brought me,
yeah, that's
way better than all of them.
That's a world-class cigar. But like, look, Brad, I mean, you already know this, but like if you could take the same widget and I could sell this widget to you for $1 or just put a prettier label on it and sell it to you for $100, obviously you're going to take option B, right? So I'm not disparaging the industry for going that route. I would do the exact same thing. But my point is, having been in that industry long enough, I'm just like so jaded to the idea of like expensive shit now, because I look at them like it's just a fucking label. You know, so I look at everything now and realize it's just a label. That's all it is.
What kind of watch you got on right there?
Bell and Ross.
See, that's just a label.
It's just a label.
Why Bell and Ross though?
I like the look, man. I like these chunky.
But those aren't cheap.
They're not.
So you got hooked on labels, bro. Why don't you have a Timex on? That's a Boss shirt too, isn't it?
Man, you got a good eye, bro.
So you got double dipped in buttermilk, dude. That's just a regular ass $7 shirt out of freaking.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting is that you can't see the brand on this thing, right? It's completely blacked out, so you can't even see what brand it is.
But you're still a little bit of a quality buyer.
I like nice shit. I'm not afraid to say that. I like nice shit.
Well, that's why people smoke the Davidoff Oros. Yeah. It's so you think I'm cool. I always tell people, when people say, your watch is wrong, because it usually is.
Yeah. I can't even read the time on mine.
Well, you know what I say? I say, I don't wear this to tell time.
Of course not.
I don't wear it to tell what time it is. They go, why do you wear it? And I say, to tell you what time it is.
Mm-hmm. Drop the bomb.
Folks, another doozy for you. If you didn't get value out of this, you better hit replay. As always, until next time, keep it real.